Vanessa McLean, and I am your Black Eye reporter from BlackCEO. And today, I've come across a very, very interesting young gentleman, and his name is Brian Taylor. Young entrepreneur, full of spirit, and he's doing amazing things in his community. And I want to talk to him and share his story, a bit of his background with you in the BlackCEO, why it's important, number one, for you to get in touch with Brian, and secondly, to hear what his vision and his mission is. Brian, tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what motivates you to do what you do.
Well, first of all, hello everyone, I'm Brian Taylor. And what motivates me is the drive that I have on the inside. It's really the passion to help each other. And so I am just pretty much a vessel, a servant. And so there's people out there that are hurting. There's people out there that are lost. There's people out there that have a passion and desire to do things that they have always dreamed of doing. And sometimes because of life circumstances, you know, the focus or, you know, their path kind of detours. So my job, and I feel that I have a way of helping people and inspiring people and uplifting people so they can have that hope again and that fire and that drive to get them back on the right track.
I hear an accent, and I guess we all have an accent, but that particular accent, where does that come from?
That's from my Jamaican heritage, so my Jamaican background.
Okay, it also sounds as though it's somewhere between America and Canada or somewhere in that side of the world.
Absolutely. So, yes, so I was raised in the U.S., and I'm currently in Toronto, Canada.
Okay. So what took you to Toronto, Canada?
Pretty much it's just a matter of fact. You ever heard of when Steve Harvey talked about jump? And so
Yes.
That's pretty much what I did. I jumped. I took a leap of faith. I was kind of tired of the mundane, going to work in the government sector, and so I just wanted a change of life. And I took a leap of faith, and I jumped to Canada. I know that's a far way, but you know, sometimes the universe will take you out of your comfort zone, completely strip you from your friends, from your family, and from everything, because in order for the work and the process to take place, sometimes you need that alone time, and that time so you can think and so you can dig deep down inside and kind of do what the universe is called you to do.
I get that. Brian, I don't know what your background is, but share with us, because what I do know now, because I spotted you on social media, you're doing some amazing things now. Just share with us what you were doing before you decided to do your motivational speaking and inspirational work.
Okay, before I've been in security all my life, over 20 years. So anywhere from the military to working for the U.S. government, some of the top agencies in Washington, D.C., and then I went into the federal police sector. So pretty much I'm well-rounded around security, and that's my background, and that's what I know, and that's what I thought that was my path. But you know, sometimes things that you think it's your path have a way of changing your direction, and so I always had a passion of helping people. Just to know what exactly was that real true calling. And so and I knew I love to talk to people, and so with that whole ordeal, I kept asking, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? And so now that I transitioned from the security field, still doing security, but in a different capacity. And so now that I'm doing motivational speaking, it's just been amazing. It has been amazing, and the universe have been taking me to different areas. I'm going to Africa in November, which that's an amazing and an honor adventure in itself. And so I believe in giving back and paying forward, and whatever you put out, the universe will put back in.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for, right, Vanessa? We're here to share our gifts and to share our loves with one another.
What's the main subject matter that you speak on?
The time is now. And that's
Sorry.
what everyone needs to get that into their soul, Vanessa. The
Mm.
time is now. If you wait and hold back, it will never happen. How many times, Vanessa, we have said that how, I understand that I need to do this, or I need to call this person, or I need to send this email. And then other things happen in our life that it kind of put it on the back burner. And then it
Too
gets
often. Too often.
we bury what we're supposed to do. And just like our dreams, we bury our dreams. And so that's also what I've written a book. It's called The Time Is Now. Don't abandon your dreams. And so that's what we tend to do, because we say, oh, we're going to get to it and never do it. So the time is now for us to do whatever we're called to do, for whatever is in our dream that we've been dreaming about from a little child up to now, and the things that we are driven to do. You've got to do it now.
What do you think are some of the biggest blocks that prevents people from going after that dream?
Fear. Fear is the number one cause of people not accomplishing what they set out to do. They are afraid of what people are going to say.
Mm-hmm.
They are afraid of what the outcome is going to be, which I'm a firm believer. You don't need to worry about the outcome, because guess what? You can't control the outcome. Whatever the outcome is going to be, that's what it's going to be in the end. Absolutely. And so I think the number one cause of people not fulfilling their dreams and their destiny is because of fear.
How do you get over? Because I think you shared something with me before, but how do you get over those moments of fear when you're so close to that ideal that you've been dreaming of?
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I love about how life is. Those times when you're so close and you're dreaming, you're about to give up. For some reason, people come into your life to motivate you. See, here's the thing. You're not going to have a desire in your heart and not get help. That's not how the universe works. Mm-hmm. If a desire is placed inside of you and you take action, you have to take action. Once that action is taken place, all the tools is around you. You just have to ask for it and look for it, because remember, action without works is dead, right? So you have to take action to set out and accomplish the things that you want. So once you take the action, and there's going to be times when you're going to, people are going to close the door in your face. And that's when you got to dig down deep inside and say, they have a saying called, what's your why, right? Why are you doing this? Because this is not a pretty journey. There's times when there's going to be disappointments, there's going to be setbacks, and there's going to be doors that's going to be closed in your face. So at that moment, when you feel like giving up, I'm telling you, the universe will place something into your life that will motivate you and let you know that what you're doing is real, mm-hmm. and that it's needed.
Absolutely.
That's what happened to me, Vanessa.
Brian, as a young man in particular, we know when we're looking at young black men, there seems often to be some struggles, some challenges that they face intrinsically because of who they are. And as a Black Eye reporter, I like to find out how can you make sure that you don't become a statistic for the wrong reason?
You have to go against the odds. Being a black male, it's really hard. We fight against racism. We fight against single parent in the home, trying to raise you, no father around. So for me, my mom was a single parent. And so my mom had me and my sister growing up. She was the mother and the father. Then, once I joined the military, there's few things that have happened that I've experienced that because of the color of my skin, I wasn't privileged to. And so through life, you have to first of all know who you are as a human being, mm-hmm. right? And know what you're capable of doing. And so, as a black male, I had struggles, but I've overcame those struggles because I did not let society or people dictate my destiny and who I am. And so, we have to get in a position that, no matter what's your worth, who you are, mm-hmm. and just like your authenticity, I'm having a hard time pronouncing that word, but You are, and that's really important.
It's so important, and I think for now, what you're doing is being a role model for any young black man, whether or not that black person, that young man, has a father to look up to, an uncle, or somebody else in his community who they can say, that person can help me get towards my next best version of who I am. Brian, tell us a little bit about your book, because you mentioned something a little while ago about a book that you've written.
Absolutely. So last year, I started on this book, and pretty much it's with the journey that how life had became so real to me, and people are, the thing is that we go through life every day and we just take it for granted, right? We wake up, we roll out of bed, we put on our clothes, we go to work, people ask us, how was your weekend? Oh, the weekend was great. It's almost like we're programmed. There's no realness. If you're having a bad weekend, share that with somebody. Look, my weekend was, and sometimes you might even tell your coworker, so how was your weekend? Oh, my weekend was horrible. And the person was like, oh, great, because they're so programmed to just say the right things, right? And so the book that I've written is my experience. Now, this book have no fluff, and I'm not knocking any writers that's out there that, their book is like 500 pages, 300 pages. My book is direct. It is a short read, and it would teach you and tell you from point A to point B what you need to do and what are some of the obstacles that you face.
Right.
It's the time is now. Don't abandon your dreams. We have had dreams that we have. I call it the Santa Claus. That's another book. Look out for it. We have all the gifts, because gifts never leave you. Your dreams never abandon you. Oh man, Vanessa, we always abandon our dreams, but our dreams never leave us. And so we have these dreams and these gifts in this bag, and we carry it day by day through life, into relationships, into marriages, into jobs, and we carry these gifts and we never open them. We never take the time and open that bag and search for the gifts that we have. And so this book pretty much tell you it's always a time and place. It's the right timing, and it's the time to do it now.
Not tomorrow, not next week, but when?
Right now.
Right now. The time is now. We only get today, so make the most of what we've got today. And the resources that we've got around us, they are just so plentiful, Brian, as you've told me earlier on when we had a conversation, how the networks are helping you to most definitely become the most best version of who Brian was born to be.
Absolutely. A matter of fact, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I pointed her and added her to the group. The resources is there, and networking just the same way how me and you met, Vanessa. We met through an organization that is powerful, that is growing in leaps and bounds. And without the network, and that's the thing, we can't do this on our own, Vanessa. We need each other and we need help. And I'm glad that there's a network that's around called BlackCEO that will help us connect with each other.
Well, Brian, we certainly have connected, and you've made an impact in my life, and I'm sure you will continue to make an impact in every person's life that you speak to. You have a website, so let's just find out where we can connect with you, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know more about who Brian Taylor is, and that smile is very engaging. So I guess a smile helps, even without a word. People want to find out, how can I be a part of what makes this person smile so much?
Absolutely. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yeah.
So you can find me at www.iambrian, common spelling, BRIAN, Taylor, TAYLOR.com.
Say that one more time.
Again, www.iambrian, BRIAN, Taylor, TAYLOR.com. I am Brian Taylor, and it's so unique because I believe in one source, and so I am Brian Taylor, right? Just like when you get up in the morning, you are successful, you are a multimillionaire, and that's a whole nother segment. You are a genius, you are powerful, you are humble, you are a servant. And so that's why I created that logo as far as I am Brian Taylor. And I'm capable and able to do many things.
Well, we can certainly sense that, we can feel that. And of course, we want people to connect with you, Brian, because this is what the Black Eye Reporter does. We find people who are making an impact in the world, not just in their own local communities, which is really important because that's the root of everything. But as we grow like a tree, our leaves begin to spread, and we spread in different areas, in different continents. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing, as you mentioned earlier on, going to Africa later in the year. And I'm sure you're going to be an amazing, a tremendous blessing to whoever listens to your voice.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Brian, it's a pleasure having you here on the Black Eye Reporter, because what we do is we help to get your stories around the world to the people who need change the most. I am Vanessa McLean, your Black Eye Reporter, and you are, of course,
Brian Taylor.
Thanks so much for joining us. Until the next time.